Are you serious?
Hello, welcome to another episode of How to Kill an Hour. I'm Marcus Bronzy.
Buongiorno, I'm Sean.
How you doing, Sean? You right there,
Very
mate?
good, very good.
Nice.
What's going on?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Ready to kick off one of my favourite times of the week. Another show where Sean and I scour the internet for some funny ass stories. We scour the internet for some hilarious jokes, and we also talk about how we've killed a bit of time. In this show, we're going to do it in the usual order of jokes first. But first things first, Sean. How you doing? You good?
All good,
nice
bro.
yellow t-shirt there. I like it. Very summery.
It's still nice and summery. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Got to get it while you can here.
That's what I'm saying.
I am in shorts mode. I have been for a few weeks. Fully in shorts mode for the rest of the year now until it gets too cold to wear shorts. I refuse to wear trousers. I feel like I am more at home in shorts than in trousers. Are you more of a trews man? Or are you a shorts man?
I'm definitely a trouser man because it takes quite a lot for me to get these pins out.
Oh, really? What I don't. Having a look. What are you? What is it? Can we talk about it on the show?
I just have some skinny ass.
Oh, that's it.
I got some skinny ass, pale legs, and I've got my dad's knobbly knees.
Are you a knobbly knee?
Thanks for that, Dad.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
What? Do you know what? With knobbly knees, isn't it mad how it's like family members that'll go and they'll hit the ends really hard on it. I see your knobbly knees. You know, like knobbly knees. Like when they grab your knee.
Do you know what was quite funny? I remember I was doing physio once on my knees. I had tendonitis in my knees, right? So I was doing physio, and the lady goes to me. What she was trying to say, she was trying to say it in a nice way.
Yeah.
She was like, because your kneecaps are quite pronounced, it requires your tendons and ligaments to travel, and she was like, and travel at a longer distance covering, and I was like, yo, you can just say it, like. I know, innit?
You've actually
I know you're like a trained professional, but it's cool, innit? It's only me and you, like, do you know what I mean? I know what you're saying, innit?
Man. So you had Genu valgum. That's what it is. And I have just Googled that.
What?
Genu valgum. Yeah.
Genu valgum?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's knock knees. I was...
What is
that's when your knees knock together when you stand up. That's not. That's different.
Sorry. If you got like a structural thing where you they cut their cable.
Yeah. So sorry. See, that is why I'm not a doctor, because I had to Google it.
Is it just because of that?
Just because of that. Anything else? Anything else?
Say.
What is the medical term for knobbly knees? Oh, it's called Genu valgum apparently, but people call it knock knees. That's not the same.
Knock knees.
Oh, all right. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Well, I don't know what it is, Sean. Sorry.
Potentially, I have Genu valgum.
No, that's more. Genu valgum is more like when people imagine their feet are out, but their knees kind of connect.
Buckle in. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
I don't have that.
Definitely not that. But so she said you have knobbly knees.
She did.
You have a knobble on your knee.
Something like that. You finished? Are you done?
I've never thought you've had knobbly knees. I've seen you in shorts. We've been on holiday and like been out in hot places. I've never been like.
I just not
no one's ever gone. Also, look at Sean's knobbly knees.
Yeah, but
you
not
have
clocking
worn
my
trousers
legs.
in a swimming pool.
You're not clocking. That's only because some prick pushed me in it.
Oh fuck! We can share this with the listeners.
In my pocket.
That was one of the. It was like a harmless practical joke that absolutely was horrible. It was in Ayia Napa.
What was this? 07, 08?
06? It was 06, you know?
Wow.
06. And we're by the hotel pool, and we're all just like, we're in a hotel where it's like half board, free drinks, and Sean
I still remember
I
still remember the layout. I remember the bar. There's some good times there. Do you remember? We still got like the infamous picture as well.
Yes.
All of our sunnies. Like,
yes.
that was,
of us thinking we looked like
that's because we looked dogs. We did look.
We thought we were great.
Like, we look at it now, you're like, oh, I'm like, what a prick.
What a bunch of cheeks. You know what the funniest thing is we didn't do, I mean, luckily that wasn't a photo from a few years before, because I think when we were like 15, 16, that's when we were doing the wildest stuff.
No, that's like when fashion. You lot were doing the wildest stuff, innit? Because you lot already looked like you were like 20, innit? And I still looked like I was 11, so I was like waving to you while you were going raving.
Yeah.
Have a good time, guys.
Like, I meant like we had the wildest fashion. Like that was sick. When do you think you
Avisu jeans and that? Yeah,
Avisu jeans,
and then Wembley Market
shirt. Yeah, Wembley Market shirts that just had the wildest pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like
the Voy jeans ones and stuff where it's just like full of like, or like the old mosh stuff. Stuff where it looked like. It's like art, innit? It's like pop art.
Someone wearing a Pollock, someone wearing pop art, you know, but it's like someone has done a really bad version of it on your shirt. Do you know what I mean? That's what I used to wear. Yeah.
That sounds about
and
right.
like, don't forget, Sean, a couple of years before Napa, we had belt buckles with our names on it. Remember the Diamante ones that people were wearing around school? Did you ever do? I did it. Did you ever do it?
I didn't ever.
You didn't do that?
Did you do that?
Yeah, I did it. I had a bronzy belt.
New levels.
Yes.
Unlocked.
Someone had the spinner belt as well. The spinning rims belt.
The spinner-rooney belt.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Wait, I'll dip it. I think it was.
It
Was it them?
It was.
Yeah, it was them. Yeah. Yes.
Wait, he was the first person that popped into my mind.
Yeah.
That was his vibe. That and a bottle of Alizé.
A bottle of Alizé. Yeah. Alizé. We were past the Alizé times. Yeah, man. So yeah, Sean and I were standing by the pool, and Sean was just like by the edge of the pool. And then
I'm trying to make it out like I was.
You were like
tiptoeing on the.
You were
precipice.
like 90% in the water, so I just like dunked your pocket in, which had your phone in. No, I pushed you in the pool, and I was like, "Ha ha!" Sean, why did you do that for, you prick? And I was like, "Oh, relax, man. You just dropped in the pool. We got time to get ready." You're like, "My phone!" And this is well before IP, whatever phones are now. So you whipped your phone out, and your phone, it was kaput straight away, innit? It was done. Yeah. Done.
It wasn't. It was some old Sony Ericsson.
Shit.
Not old at the time.
Were you phoning this for the whole trip?
Yeah.
Fuck.
No one was trying to call me, so it's fine. Anyway,
yeah, no. That's like wild, dangerous to be on holiday without your phone.
But you were paper and pen.
Paper and pen. Excuse me, can I have directions? Yeah. Oh man, that was a funny trip though, man.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Mid-air, I attempted to try and reach into my pocket and throw it at the same time, but I wasn't quite quick enough.
That would have been a great. And if I caught it, then it would have been all good.
And then we could have all laughed, and then I could have got you back at some point, and then not been phoneless. But you did replace it.
Yeah, I did. Oh man, I felt bad. I felt so bad at the time. Do you know what was funny though? I feel like we spoke about it on the pod already, but you can. When we all got mopeds, because that was cool. Because here in London, you needed a provisional license to get a moped, but it doesn't matter whether you had any road training or not. As long as you had a license and proved your age, us at the ages of 18 could go and get a moped.
I swear we weren't even 18. Oh no, actually we were.
Yeah, well, just turned 18. Just turned 18.
I was thinking about the time in Spain before where.
Oh yeah, that was.
I was like 15 and I took a fat drop.
We can talk about that afterwards if you want.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. So we all got our peds. There was like what, 12 of us, 10 of us, whatever. So we went and got our mopeds, and then like
we all rolled back to the to the hotel. Apart from
like a bunch of helium-fueled Harley Davidsons.
No, but apart from one straggler who
got lost,
and then drove.
And then we heard them. Yeah, we heard them. We were all like, got back to the hotel, we're parking up. Hey, where's my man? Boom. Straight into the back of like a van. Yeah. I don't know, man. The brakes didn't work. Let me see. And we were like, the brakes seem like they're working here. Yeah. Maybe I messed up. That was mad. But yeah, then there was a time.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say the time that you were saying a few years before. You wiped out.
Do you remember still on that trip? I think it was that trip where one of our mates, again, don't condone this kind of behaviour, but got twists and then decided to jump on his ped and drive back and got. Do you remember? And then the feds had to help him. And the feds had to help him put his bike back on the kickstand. They had to help him
off his ped. Like he stopped.
I
think they pulled him up. He saw the lights, and I think, just imagine this, guys. He just slowed down, and then him and the ped just fell over onto their side. And police picked him up, and were just like, "Look, man, I don't even think we need to have a conversation about this." And he was just like, "Okay."
Did he not go and share a cell with? I swear he went and shared a cell with Skepta.
Yeah, I think it was in that time when there was just prisons were just full of like grime artists in it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man, good times. Funny,
the time before that was, I think I was only like 15, so I hadn't really ridden a ped all that much at that point. And I had G on the back, who's obviously 18. Mm-hmm. He's not that heavy. That's a bit. He's about what, 16? So?
Yeah, big lad.
So we were, yeah. And then I decided he was like, bruv, we've got to go back in a minute. Do you want to do a lot? I was like, yeah, jump off in it. Let me like push it and go down a cul-de-sac from one end to the other. And I looked down and I was trying to hit 80 kilometers an hour. And then I looked up and I was definitely a bit closer to the wall than I expected. But what I was doing previously, I was handbraking and I was kicking the bike round and doing like a power slide and then go back. It did not work. I came flying off the bike and then it landed on top of me. And then I slid back. I slid about 15 or 20 feet with the bike on top of me. I managed to sit up though, because otherwise I had no helmet on, like idiot. And I would have hit my head on the curb, but I managed to sit up and it went into my back. What was mad though was we went back.
What was mad? Wait, we haven't got to the mad bit yet.
So I picked the bike up,
yeah.
the brake was snapped off. All of the panels were just like fucked. And so I took it.
And you were fucked as well.
I thought I was fine in it. I was like, I'm cool.
15 though, you could walk that off. Hopping out with two broken legs, trying to walk it off.
Bro.
Call the cops. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
So he rolled back into the guy, and then he was like, "What happened to my bike?" And I was like, "What are you talking about, man? This is how we got this guy a brake hanging off. So we got it. The scratch will buff out, man's calm." And then because the thing is, I had a white shirt on, bro.
Yeah.
And the front of my white shirt was completely white still. The back of my shirt was just blood and like all ripped and dirt and everything. But I was just looking at the guy on the front being like, bro, what's
yeah, look at me. I'm fine. You're trying look, if I even get on your bike now, I'm going to get messy. Look at me. I'm pristine. And then you back away slowly.
Yeah. Just like the Kool-Aid guy just walked back.
Yeah. Did he let you off?
Nah. So I ended up blacking out, man. I just remember being like, guys, I think I'm dying, bro. I can't, like, my vision's going. Unfortunately, KJ was there to catch you. With one finger, probably.
Yeah. And what, did the guy, was this as you were arguing with the guy?
I was like 14, 15. I had to go, he had my passport.
Yeah.
So then I had to get my dad to come over, innit?
Yeah.
My dad being Aggie, he got my passport back anyway. I think I ended up paying like €50 or something.
Yeah.
So it was all right. It was all right in the end.
Flipping hell. Mate.
The things we do is...
I was thinking, if I took half the fall now, I'd be in hospital, man. So yeah, better you got that out yourself when you was that young, man.
True, though.
Anyway, after our little section of the week, which was crashes of our life, let's step into the next part of the show, which is jokes of the week. Right, this is where Sean and I tell up to 5 jokes each, varying length.
Putting a limit on it.
Yeah, there we go. Well, sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, sometimes it's boobs, sometimes it's breasts. And then we go from there. I've got some long ones and I've got some short ones for you today.
Okay.
Are you ready for a long one?
I'm starting today.
Yes.
Yeah,
Come on, Sean.
Because you said that.
Come on, Sean.
So, 3 ducks go to court.
Yeah.
The first duck goes up to the platform and says, "Judge." The judge says, "Okay, why are you here? And tell me your name." The duck says, "My name's Huey, and I was found blowing bubbles in a pond." The judge says, "Not sure how much of a crime that is, but you're sentenced to 10 hours of community service." Second duck walks up to the stand, and the judge says, "Tell me your name and why you're here." The duck says, "My name is Dewey, and I was found blowing bubbles in the pond." The judge says, "Again, I'm not sure how much of a crime this is, but you're sentenced to 10 hours community service, just like the first duck." The third duck walks up to the stand and says, "Judge, don't tell me your name's Louis." The duck replies, "No, your Honor, I'm Bubbles." Did you see it coming?
Yeah, I didn't. But they did.
Nice.
Me. All right. 2 Irish pilots were attempting to land their jet, but the runway was the shortest they'd ever landed on. Paddy, the chief pilot, slammed on the brakes at the last minute as they hit the runway. The plane skidded and the brakes squealed, and the 2 pilots fought desperately with the controls until the jet finally came to a stop just before the end of the runway. "Jesus, Seamus," said Paddy to his co-pilot. "That was close." Sorry. "They really need to make the runway longer. We really need..."
I appreciate the effort, though.
All right.
I appreciate the effort,
I could hit the G. I could hit... "Jesus, Seamus," said Paddy to his co-pilot. "That was close. They really need to make the runway longer. We nearly went off the end." "Yeah, but," Paddy said. "Yeah, but Paddy," said the co-pilot, "look how wide it is." Like, it's really...
Wait, you can give yourself one of those trumpets.
Is it because I butchered it?
I don't know. Maybe I just didn't get it.
I'll try again.
All right.
2 Irish pilots were attempting to land their jet. Paddy, the chief pilot, slammed on the brakes the minute they hit the runway. The plane skidded and the brakes squealed, and the 2 pilots fought desperately with the controls until the jet finally came to a stop at the end of the runway. "Jesus, Seamus," said Paddy to his co-pilot. "That was close. They really need to make the runway longer. We nearly went off the end." "Yeah, but," Paddy, said the co-pilot, "look how wide it is." So they tried to land on this bit of the runway.
Okay, yeah. No, I did clock that.
Oh man, okay.
I think what it is that my defensive walls went up straight away when you were
Is that what it was? Because I was being racist.
Yeah,
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Was the Jesus locked it down, didn't it?
No, that was brilliant.
Jesus.
Jesus, show.
Jesus, Seamus. Right.
I'm going to call you Don Cheadle today.
There you go. Oh wow. Don Seamus.
Oh, this is a bit of a got a bit of a can't even think of the bloody word. Got a bit of a duck
joke.
I've got
You got a duck session.
I've got a bit of a duck session.
Duck obsession.
And it's not. Have you got any bread?
It's not you got any bread.
Duck session. Right.
All right.
Ducks in heaven. 3 women died, went up to heaven. St. Peter met them at the pearly gate and told them that in heaven there's only one rule: don't step on any ducks. They entered and noticed that there were quite a lot of ducks around. And later that one day, one of the women accidentally stepped on a duck. In a short time, St. Peter showed up with the ugliest man she had ever seen and cuffed them together. A few days later, the second woman accidentally steps on a duck. A short time later, St. Peter shows up with another ugly man, cuffed the two of them together. The third woman decided that she wasn't going to end up that way, so she shuffled her feet wherever she went. A few months later, St. Peter comes up to her with the most handsome man she'd ever laid her eyes on and cuffed the two of them together. After St. Peter left, the woman said, "I don't know what I did to deserve being cuffed to you for eternity." The man said, "I don't know about you, but I stepped on a duck." was that like a duck laugh as well?
That's really good.
No more duck ones.
I can't promise this from my one. So an engineer dies and finds himself in hell. The devil comes to him and sends him to his spot where he starts to feel a little bit hot. Damn.
No, this is my next one. Oh, this is such a good one. Sorry.
Right, cool.
Sorry. I shouldn't have interrupted you. Sorry.
So an engineer, you have to pretend you haven't heard it.
What?
So an engineer dies and finds himself in hell. The devil welcomes him and sends him to his spot when he starts to feel a little bit hot. "It's damn hot in here," says the engineer. So he starts looking around and finds an air conditioning box. After a few minutes, he manages to fix it and now has air conditioning. Satisfied, the engineer checks his phone only to discover there is no cell phone service or internet connection. He looks around and finds an antenna, proceeds to fix it as well as some other stuff in hell. A week later, God comes down to check on hell and he can't believe his eyes. "What is going on here?" he says. The devil appears. Oh, Dad, you won't believe it. We got an engineer down here. He's been fixing stuff all over the place and everything works just great. "Wait, what? How can this be?" says God. "All engineers go to heaven. It's in their contract. If you don't give him back, I'll sue you." The devil laughs. Good luck finding a lawyer.
That's brilliant.
I'm sorry, bro.
That's brilliant. Hey, that's 2 weeks in a row you've done that.
Yeah, man.
I feel as if that's never happened before, and it's happened 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
I mean,
you've literally, like you say you feel like it and then you've described exactly what's happened, so I can only agree with you, bruv. Like, I feel like you're wearing a yellow t-shirt.
What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
my memory's not that good. It could have happened previously and I forgot about it.
Yeah. But also, you got to feel certain things sometimes. You know
Sometimes
what I mean?
you just got to feel it.
I feel like we're doing a podcast right now.
Yeah, I feel it too.
I feel like it's your time for a joke. Oh, man.
Okay, 3 women, a brunette, a redhead and a blonde are waiting at the pearly gates.
Yeah.
This is a real theme on this, isn't it?
Yeah.
God then says to them, "In front of you, there is a staircase of exactly 1,000 steps." Don't lie! Don't lie!
Yes. Cracker, go for it.
There you go. 3 women, a brunette, a redhead and a blonde are waiting at the pearly gates. God then says to them, "In front of you, there is a staircase of exactly 1,000 steps. Every time you take a step up, I'll tell you a joke. If you make it all the way to the top without laughing, you'll be allowed into heaven. If you laugh at any one of my jokes, you'll be doomed to spend eternity in hell." The brunette goes first. She makes it to the 250th step, but she ends up laughing. God then sends her to hell. The redhead goes next. She makes it to the 500th step and then ends up laughing. God sends her to hell as well. The blonde goes last. She makes it to the 999th step and laughs. God then asks her, "You were so close to the top. Why did you laugh?" The blonde responds, I just got the first one."
Classic.
Oh,
I love that one.
It
I love
is.
that one. All right, cool. This is a bit of a story.
Okay.
So I went to the beach to pick up some girls. They didn't So I went to the beach to pick up some girls, but I didn't have any luck and I ended up wandering into a surf shop. I talked to the guy there and told him about my dilemma. He told me that the women on the beach are shallow, so that I should buy some Speedo pants, go out to the snack stand, buy a giant pickle on a stick and place it down my shorts. Then I would get all the women's attention. I was on my own after that advice, so I thought, you know what, let's crack on. If they could see the bulge, maybe they'd be interested. So I did everything he said, but every time I approached a woman and made sure that they saw the bulge in my swimsuit, they'd say, ugh, or gross, get out of here, or just leave. It was worse than before. After an hour or so of getting rejected, I went to the surf shop. The guy who gave me the advice said, dude, the pickle goes in the front.
I didn't know. I didn't see that one. Oh, dear.
I feel like that's a wild practical joke if you could put a bulge at the back of someone's pants that look like they just caca'd themselves.
Oh, but they wouldn't notice it.
Yeah.
Sit down and be like,
Yeah. Squelch.
well, I'm not going to do that one because I just...
Oh, was that on your list as well?
No.
Cool.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Oh, God. Oh. Short one for you.
All right, cool.
I told my wife she should embrace her mistakes. So she gave me a hug. Savage.
All right. I got a short one for you as well.
Okay.
My wife was cleaning... I'll change it actually. A wife was cleaning their kid's bedroom. She finds loads of serious bondage gear and fetish mags. She asked her husband, what should we do? Husband says, I'm no expert, but I wouldn't fucking spank him.
Oh, dear. I don't even know if I did 5. I
No, you got one more in the
have I
tank.
got one? Well, I
You got one
would
more.
have had one more because I was stole it
I
from
would
me.
be scrambling for other jokes.
No, man. I think that's... I mean...
Alright,
I'll do this short one.
Yeah, go on.
The last thing my grandfather said to me was to invest in good speakers. It was sound advice.
That's it. We're doing a pun section. We have to do a pun joke. We have to do it. Right. A guy comes home from the doctor and says, honey, my doctor gave me a note that says I can masturbate whenever I want, wherever I want, all the time, baby. I'm going to change that because I totally got excited.
Yeah, you got it. Got into that.
I was doing the hand signs as well. Right. A guy comes home from the doctor and says, honey, the doctor gave me a note that says I can masturbate whenever I want. She grabs the note from him, looks at it, looks up at him and says, you idiot. It says that you could have a stroke at any moment.
Same, no?
There we go.
No, I have.
Oh, you got it?
I do have.
Oh, here we go. He's come through with a clutch, a big burner. Come on, sure.
A woman has to go to Italy for a conference, so her husband drives her to the airport. Thank you, honey, she says. Is there anything I can bring back for you? He laughs, says, an Italian girl. When the conference is over, he meets her at the airport and asks, how was the trip? Very, very good, she replies. And what happened to my present, he asks. Confused, she replies, which present? The one I asked for, the Italian girl. With a sly grin, she replies, oh, that. I did what I could, but we'll just have to wait 9 months to see if it's a girl.
Come on. I like that. That's a nice twist. I like that. Come on. Hey, listen, you asked, you received.
True to say.
Oh, that was our jokes of the week. Time to head on to our next section of the show, which is...
Kill a bit of time.
Kill a bit of time. Kill a bit.
Hour, somewhere in there. Hour, kill a bit.
How to kill an hour, kill a time, kill a bit, kill 60. Yeah, man. I can't lie, Sean. I feel like I have really just watched the back of my eyelids most of this week. I mean, maybe you can inspire me to remember how I've been killing time this week. How have you been killing time this week, bro?
Oh, well, I did... I remember the film that I was trying to remember last time, and obviously I remembered it like right after we finished recording.
Yeah. What was that? I mean, I forgot it.
It was the remake of Roadhouse.
Jake.
With Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor.
Yeah, Connor. But Jake, can we just,
Who the
before
hell
you
is
get
this
into
guy?
who the hell is this guy, can we just get into one thing first? Jake Gyllenhaal is looking ridiculous. I mean, obviously he's on the Hollywood vitamin diet, but bruv, like I've seen some of the shots and clips and socials. I need to find out his age, but like, mate, he is, he's done a few films where he's done 43. He's looking flipping
Source
wedge.
Code. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Source Code.
That was a wicked film. I've only seen that
Yeah.
once. That was a wicked film.
Really good film. Nice little twist in it.
You had not Hurt. Was it Hurt Locker? He was in.
Yeah,
There was
man.
another one that was. I'm. He's one of those guys. Yeah, where if I know he's in a film, I don't go, Jake Gyllenhaal was in it, but I don't really remember being disappointed in his. I thought he was really good in Roadhouse.
I don't know him to put out a really whack film. Is it him that's in Spider-Man as well, or is that someone else? Is he? Yeah, he's in Spider-Man Far
Yeah.
From Home. He plays Mysterio. He plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of them guys. Like he's about. So anyway, Sean. Sorry, without talking over it. Roadhouse. So, what is the general premise of Roadhouse?
Wait,
I know it's
it's a remake.
A remake, yeah.
Can I ask? Have you seen the original?
The original, is it Patrick Swayze or someone?
Yeah,
like
I believe
that?
so. I haven't seen it.
It's one of them ones that I've probably seen it, but I ain't.
What was it? It was an 80s. I think it was an 80s film, wasn't it?
80s film.
Yeah.
And an 80s version where there was a guy that was he stood him to be a bouncer. That's it. That's all I
Yeah,
remember.
so I'm guessing that this is. I don't know whether it's an exact like for like remake, but
Yeah.
premise is this: he is a ex UFC fighter
Oh, okay.
who. I don't really want to spoil it at the same time. Okay, he ends up getting recruited to go and become a bouncer for a popular establishment, which is Roadhouse.
Yeah. And I was just gonna. You pretty much read the blurb for it. Word for word, it sounds perfect. And you not even looked at it. The only bit you didn't add at the end was only to discover that this paradise
It's not everything.
Is not all it seems.
I was like-
Yeah.
Something like that.
So you don't want to spoil it because it's kind of come out recently.
Yeah.
So we can do a spoiler free. I reckon I can ask you spoiler free questions.
Okay.
You haven't seen the original.
I haven't.
Is it one of those ones where sometimes you need a bit of a nostalgia kick? Can you just watch this without having any interaction with anything else, with anything from the original? You can just watch this. Plain old, and it's not like we're here.
I guess
You
so.
wouldn't know, would you? Sorry, you
I
would
was
have
about to
said
say,
wrong.
I guess so.
Wrong person's asked. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like another film. All right, ignore that question. That was a horrible question.
No worries.
Time for a good spoiler-free question. So, as a whole, before we get to your final evaluation, how did the film start? Good? Did it start strong? Because I feel like action. It's all about in a film like this. It's about action. People having a motive for their action, and obviously we want good choreography. So, like, did it kick off nicely? Was it a good story that grabbed you?
Can I just say I don't know. It's the kind of film what I'm guessing. You might be able to. I don't know. You look at IMDb or.
I've just had a quick look at it. Yeah.
I'm guessing it probably didn't get that high ratings. Probably maybe early sixes, maybe middle sixes.
6.2.
6.2.
Bruv, you're like a psychic today.
It's the kind of film where, for me, again, it just ticked all the boxes.
Nice.
It was entertaining from the start. The story gripped you enough. The fight scenes were good. There was some good comedy in it. Conor plays Conor. Like
wicked.
He's like doing his Conor walk, just like bowling through completely like Starkers, just like bopping through places.
He looks wedge as well.
Yeah,
he looks like he's been on the Hollywood juice as well, innit? Like,
although because he's going to be competing against Michael Chandler, I'm guessing like Uzda. I don't know if
they would have shot this ages ago. This is well out. That's well out of the system. I mean, let's not get it twisted. He's in ridiculous shape anyway. Yeah. Like when I say, I feel like I need to be clear sometimes. When I say people are on performance enhancing drugs or whatever, people think that I'm saying that's what made them what they are. Absolutely not. If we sat here and just took PEDs, we'd just be fat, and our hormones will be all over the place. That's
Do you reckon I'd get fat?
You might get normal at most plump. At most you might be plump.
Oh,
yeah.
Can I just say, as a cameo, because you get some cameos from people in a different industry and coming in.
Yeah.
It worked, man. Like Conor was brilliant.
So he can act in this environment.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious. What he did was like, it was brilliant. His character was great. It was perfect for him. It was perfectly designed for him.
And you're a fan of fighting films. I know that because you're my mate. Like, so I did see one bit of a trailer which they've rinsed everywhere where Jake slaps one man with a right hand, for example, slaps another one with a right, slaps one man, and then goes to slap another guy, and the guy goes to block it, and he stops his hand and then slaps him with the other hand. So it feels like they've taken the tropes of classic
martial arts films
and then put a little bit of a, hey, you didn't see that coming, like the jokes that we like, with a little twist at the end.
It's a bit of something like Fist of Legend, like some of the old jet films. I think Bruce did it as well back in the day with the whole kind of like, and then the block, and then you just hit him with another, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. So there was some, as you said, there was some like,
So actor's good, fit right for the role. I did remember Jake saying in an interview he had to talk to Conor, because remember, this is a serious thing. This happens a lot of the time when you have actual fighters in films. Real fighting doesn't look as good on film as fake choreographed fighting. Of course. But if you take someone who is trained for the majority of their life to knock you out and put them in a high pressure environment, which acting is, you can just rely on your instinct in it. So I think he said to Conor he had to like remind him to pull his punches sometimes, because he was holding a couple of digs and he was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, these muscles may look good, but I've not had the same conditioning as you. So the fighting was good, yeah.
The fight, I enjoyed the fight scenes. I enjoyed the fight scenes. They were pretty good.
Be real with me. You know, I'm a bit squeamish. I didn't mind Bullet Train. Bullet Train was cool. That level of kind of jucky jam, punchy, stibby stabby stuff. Was Roadhouse a bit? Because I feel like it could have the potential to be like, it's what is it, 15? Yeah, still. It could have, you know.
Nah, I think you were good.
There weren't too much like knees and elbows getting kicked in backwards, were there?
There might be. And maybe a couple of low side kicks to the side of the knee.
Okay, that.
A couple of those, but not. I think it's not going to be something that you would. On the whole, it's like we're talking about like bar brawls.
Okay, so John Wick had some graphic stuff in it. Even like second and third got really like some bits that were like. Was there a couple of those in there?
There's a couple. I would say there's a couple, but probably only like 2 or 3. Right? But
cool.
I feel like I kind of know your tolerance levels, and I don't think there's going to be surpassed them. But I would be interested. I would definitely recommend to watch it, because I'm a bit when it comes to watching different films, I have very different expectations, as I believe most people do. So I watch it with a different hat on, and the hat that I chose to wear to watch that, it just ticked all of the boxes.
Yeah.
It was funny, easy watching. Like some of the dialogue was good. The story was fun. Visually, it was good. Like it was just fun, man. It was just nice. It worked. It worked. I'm intrigued to watch the original as well. Now that I've seen the remake,
probably won't be as. I mean, I don't. You never know. Sometimes you can watch an original; it can still have all of its charm. You know when you're in, you know when you're in 80s film mode, like you can. It's kind of like what I'd say is if you turn down the lights in a room, your eyes get used to the light. When you get used to 80s films and their pace and their structure, they're really enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? But then if you were to take like a superhero film from the 80s or 90s and then put on a Marvel series that came out last week, it's hard to adjust, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
That's a good analogy, I like that.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's saying that, I've heard like talking and stuff saying that Conor really did his job and he was fantastic on screen. So maybe he could carve out a position for himself as main henchman or final boss in a film or something like that.
To be honest, you know what it is as well is the fact that like if you look at most of the people that have crossed over, it like Conor ticks all the boxes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's charismatic, like already. You know what I mean? Even if you didn't give the guy a script, he'd come out with some shit that would make you feel like you'd be like, oh yeah, that was, you know. So I feel like there are certain people maybe like John Cena who initially you're like, oh, I don't know if it like he's obviously hench and this and that, but maybe not the same like The Rock has, where he's got that character where you kind of thought like, yeah, he's gonna.
Do you know what, Sean? Oh, remind me about John Cena, because I'll lead on to a killer bit this week that I forgot to tell you about that I've watched. Right. But like John, you're right. Like, but with Conor, what makes him different? Before we even get to the Cena stuff, what makes him different is that, and I'm not taking away from wrestling, is that, all right, maybe like The Rock, but he is officially one of the best in the world. A 2 world title holder in one of probably the most technical the most technical blood sports that you can watch legally. One of the, like, it's so technical when you've got all the elements you put together, and did quite well in terms of raising the profile.
I mean, it did quite well was an understatement.
He
single-handedly like changed the face of UFC pay-per-views.
Yeah.
People were earning like 100k and then my man was earning 5 million. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And anybody that he fought was suddenly earning 5 million not 50k.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like
you're right. You're 100% right. And Like, so when you have that, because sometimes I feel like some great actors may not have been the most prolific footballers. Like, with no disrespect, Vinnie Jones, good footballer, great footballer, but he was kind of known for his on-pitch antics. Whereas, Ian Wright is known for being an amazing, for breaking records and starting his career relatively late. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, both professional footballers or whatever, but like McGregor is like he's the shit, like, innit? And he's still young enough to have a career in acting that spans on. Like, can you imagine if he gets really good at acting? He's got Bond villain material in him, because he's not big.
100%,
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
imagine if he just gets a bit older, gets like a. Can you imagine him with a scar over his face and like a mashed up eye, and he gets
a thing with an army knife.
Yeah.
Him, like,
I could see him like being that guy that's always eating an apple. Like cutting an apple.
100%.
Yeah, I could see him in an army film, like in a kind of Black Ops film.
Yep.
I could see him doing that.
You feel like he would be like, a lot of the time he would be like the main bad guy, but I still feel that he could play a sassy hero at the same time.
Okay.
Who's a bit like, a bit quirky, a bit like doesn't give a shit, a bit cheeky chappy, even like that as well.
Anti-hero.
In a way, I think that's perfect for him as well, because of the fact that like he is funny, and he like one of the things I felt about Roadhouse was that it looked like he just fucking embraced everything.
Does it look like he's having fun?
It did. It really did.
He could have the makings of a good acting career,
because he's not. Look, Batista's done really well, actually.
Yeah. Batista in Dune, I said already, like his role. Sean, if you haven't seen it,
I watched both of them.
Do you not think I think honestly, out of The Rock, Cena, and Batista, I think his range is probably. It's going to lead in something else to say. I think his range is better than The Rock. No, I was going to say this is going to lead in something else to say. I'd definitely put it Batista and Cena with more range than The Rock. I feel like The Rock plays The Rock, which is cool. But I've seen Cena and Batista play strong and vulnerable in the same character in a really believable way. So John Cena in the
superhero one?
Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah. Suicide Squad, great. Like in the reimagining by Zack Snyder, amazing. And then the whole spin-off season with his own characters, Peacemaker is like.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a spin-off of.
Yeah, man. He's got comedy bones.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those things where I watched the trailer for it, and I don't know why I haven't watched it yet.
Big man, it's a bit of you.
Yeah.
Want to laugh, bit of fun, bit of blowing up, quick-witted. Also, his character's very deep as well. And he delves into an area of of depth whilst keeping it fun. Fantastic.
What was the name of it again?
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
But I'd say rewatch Suicide Squad first.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wait, is that just the single film, or is that?
Yeah, the single film, because it leads into they feed into each other.
Is that a good film?
Yeah, man. Way better.
Are we talking about
the Zack Snyder Suicide Squad, not the Will Smith one.
Not the Will. That was the one with Robbie Margot.
Yeah. So I think Margot Robbie's in that.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie. Yeah. That's how you see. That's the one with Robbie Margot. Yeah, and James Bond.
Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson Cena John. So yeah, man, she's in it, but she's in both. He puts a load of other actors in the mix, and he mixes things up a little bit.
Man like his neck.
Yeah, definitely watch it.
Okay.
But Batista, amazing. But if Conor was a bit bigger physically, I think he's WWE material. But I don't know if he'd want to get into it because he's like a proper fighter. Not saying that WWE isn't proper fighting, but it's a different kind of sport.
Well,
I don't know if he'd want to.
It's not proper fighting.
Yeah. I don't think he'd want to compromise his kind of. I feel like he still feels like I'm a.
Ronda did it, no?
Yeah. Yeah, Ronda did it.
She went over to WWE. Because he's such a showman, he could go to WWE and make it work.
But do you think he'd be okay with someone saying, right, because of the kayfabe, you're losing your belts? Do you know what I mean? I feel like he's the kind of guy like, no, I earned it. That's a horrible Irish accent.
He's got to have belts first. That's right.
Yeah, he'd want belts.
This is the thing, man. Like he's got so big and he's done so much already. It really will depend on his motivation.
Yeah, I think he does more acting. I think focus on that. I think he's had a great UFC career. Let's not do any exhibitions now because it just gets dangerous from this.
I mean, the Michael Chandler fight is not going to be an exhibition. We're talking about someone else who is at.
Yeah, after that,
amazing fighter.
I don't want to see him in the ring again. He's done enough.
I suppose it will depend, man. It will depend.
35?
After but bro, you've got people in the UFC who 40 plus easy.
I find that wild. footballers.
And some people, it's crazy, but some fighters like rediscover themselves at late 30s, and then they have like a run to the title where, you know, because there's just so many different facets and skills to round off to complete, and it might be that you might be amazing at 5 disciplines and you just have a little gap somewhere. If that gets exploited all the time, it doesn't matter. You're kind of that weak link thing. Obviously, matchups are a big thing as well.
If you had a knobbly knee and a man can just grip around that and lock your knee in place with that extra bit of nobble.
Don't joke about it.
Oh, and he's taking advantage of the extra nobble. If you look at the... Can you imagine that? Knobbly knee.
I'll be fighting. I'll then look at the commentators.
Yeah. Shut up. Taps out.
Love you, Joe.
So, to go off the back of that recommendation, you reminded me, I watched Ricky Stinicky.
Oh, right, okay.
It's on Prime. It's and again, I
don't actually know anything about. I've seen it pop up. That's the most that I know about it.
I will read the blurb, not to spoil it for you, because I think it's still.
How about you do the blurb and then you can look to see if you did it like almost identically to it.
Oh, so I did it. So Ricky Stinicky is about a group of friends who have built a legend of Ricky Stinicky and used him for their advantage.
Oh yes, I have heard of it.
And at one point, somebody asks to see him. So the guys have a job on their hands. Can they create a real Ricky? Well, I found the porno remix. Real Ricky Stinicky. And once they find him, what will they do after they finished with him? All right, let's see what the original one is.
One man.
I've typed in Sticky Ricky, you know. Right, Ricky Stinicky, Zac Efron and John Cena. All right, let's see the blurb. When childhood best friends pull a prank that goes wrong, they invent imaginary friend Ricky Stinicky to get them out of trouble. 20 years later, they still use non-existent Ricky as their handy alibi for immature behaviour. So,
I feel like we all need a Ricky.
Do you know what, mate? Everybody needs a Ricky. So yeah, that's the premise of the film. Very simple.
It sounds fun already.
You got Zac Efron in it, John Cena.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm of what I've seen is Zac Efron in. I've been impressed. I must say.
Let me put this nicely. Zac Efron and Cena steal the flipping show.
Oh right, is it?
More so than Zac Efron in this, Cena takes it away. And I feel like the vulnerability and ability to do comedy stuff, and like he does some icky stuff, he does some sexually promiscuous stuff as well, which Peacemaker does as well, because that's part of his character. And he's explored it, and he can do it in a way where it just actually is really flipping funny. Like, and you can tell he's comfortable with busting jokes. So even on like the poster for it, he's wearing like a Britney Spears outfit, and he's there. Right, okay. But it's not just doing it to like, you know, they always had a film like The Tooth Fairy, or other fills are like, let's take a hench guy, like, and let's do Kindergarten Cop.
Can I just reminded me of something where, have you heard about this? The thing where, especially African American males in the industry get made to wear dresses. Yeah. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, it's like a thing. Yeah, Cat Williams spoke about it.
Cat Williams spoke about it.
Yeah.
What? Like, that's just
it's a whole thing. Yeah, like, so when I get offered roles, like, you have to be I've been offered some stuff. This is all I can really say. I've been offered some stuff where I'm like, I feel like it's a bit.
Do you think that it's like purposely done to, as like ammo for the future? Is there a humbling?
It could be that, or it could be that. I don't think I'm intelligent enough at this moment in time to digest it properly, but it could be that, or it could be similar or related to the feeling of entertainment we get when we see Arnold Schwarzenegger go from Predator to Kindergarten Cop, Vin Diesel or The Rock to go from where they are to Sweet Tooth Fairy or whatever film it is. You know, like big masculine guy has to do a really soft and gentle job. They do you know that kind of play off? It could be that play, but instead of size, it could be a race thing. And I think there could be an element of that, 100%. And that's what I mean. Like, Cena has embraced these roles, and he controls them in a way where I'm not finding it funny because it's big Cena doing it. I'm finding it funny because he's a fucking sick actor, bruv. Like, because he's big and he embraces his bigness, but he embraces his other parts of the role where I don't feel like I'm laughing at. Oh, look at John Cena being an idiot. Like, there's a role, there's a part.
What he's doing is great.
What he's doing is flipping funny. He brings like Stifler kind of energy, like, you know, hilarious.
12 inches round.
Yeah, like that.
Think about it.
That kind of stuff, like, and brings depth. And like, he does this really weird thing which he does in Peacemaker, which is he says some dumbass shit, and then says something really smart or does something dumb, and he's very believable. So yeah, loved watching it, man. He flipping smashed it. Great film. Like I said, Cena steals the show. Zac Efron's cool. They're enough to carry the plot. It is kind of, if you've your mindset, we should say that for every film, to watch this film and enjoy it. Hangover. That's the mindset you're in.
Okay.
Hangover mindset. It's that kind of film, like guys are together. What are we gonna do? That kind of stuff, combined with Horrible Bosses as well. Got a little bit of that in there. So it's got like,
that was jokes.
Yeah, it's got a bit of that in there as well. And Cena just like, and it's got enough twists and turns in it to be a really good film. Let's see. I guess what it's done on IMDb, I want to say a 7.5. Can
I guess?
Yeah, go on.
Well, I was watching it.
Yeah, go on. Go on, guess.
I'm gonna say 6.9.
6.2. You're still closer than me. But yeah, no. It's a sort of thing I'd say. Know what you're watching. Do you know what I mean? It's a R-rated film, an 18 or whatever like that. You'd say.
Is it actually an 18?
It's 15 over here, but R-rated. American rated, a bit weak. But yeah, man, really, really good. Really, really good film. Watched it. Those are our killer bits of the week. Flipping. No, this is the movie review podcast this week, isn't it?
Absolutely nattering on.
I say what, I'll watch your film. You watch my film.
All right,
and then we'll go from there.
We do this.
Time for our next part of the show, which is news stories.
Stories
of the week. You got something for me, Sean?
Do you know what? I had a bit of a silly one.
Oh, go for it.
And it was
perfect.
It reminded me earlier when you
reminded me of you.
It reminded me of you because it's about being an idiot. No,
right.
it was because you used the word numpty earlier, and I found a news story which kind of tickled me. So it's the title of it: Pillock, plonker, and tosspot among British insults at risk of dying out.
What?
And can I just say, yeah? What I realised is one of them ones that it made me feel old because it was like the younger generation, and I was like, "What? I know all of these," and then I was like, "Oh yeah,
yeah."
Anyway,
we're in that sticky situation where you know pre-internet slang, but you also know internet slang. So it is.
Do you know what a dial-up connection sounds like? Jeez. So
and the noise of your parent picking up the phone and trying to talk, and you hearing it from.
Get off the line, Young people appear unaware of some such loved British insults, which a poll suggests could all but disappear in the coming decades. Not if we have anything to do with it.
Have you got a list of these to knock off, Sean?
I can go through some. There's not an exact list, but I can go through some.
Can you summarise the list at the end, if that's all right, or a list of the few that you have? All right, cool.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, yeah, cool.
We can, there's a whole list there.
Ah, cool. We'll do a list. Whenever you want to do a list, let me know and we'll go through it.
They only asked 2,000 people, but
okay.
I'm not going to lie.
That's a massive sample size.
Top of the list was a word that I didn't know. So maybe I am.
Go for it.
Lummox.
That's an OG word, yeah. You lummox. That's like a big, cumbersome, foolish. I'm a lummox if I'm drunk and bumbling around, right?
Cool. A clumsy or stupid person.
There you go. It's like you can hear my PTSD coming back. I've been called a lummox many a time. You lummox.
There's some of them. Blighter.
Cheeky blighter.
Cheeky blighter.
Is it cheeky?
Third on the list. It doesn't really say on that one. Cool.
Ninny. Sounds a little bit dodgy. That.
Yeah, but that one's for.
Sounds like a bit of a
silly person.
Yeah, you're being silly or a silly.
What about this one? CAD. CAD. Not like computer rated.
Yeah, so I was thinking that was like a lesson that you'd want to bunk. I mean, lesson.
I enjoyed CAD.
No, I'm joking. CAD was good, man. What did we make? Like a light or something?
I don't remember.
I think we made a bike light.
Probably think. I don't remember.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. CAD. What does CAD mean?
A man who behaves dishonestly, especially towards women.
Oh, never heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And okay, so there's fans of Only Fools and Horses might also be disappointed that Plonker, one of Del Boy's regular cusses towards his brother Rodney, was unknown by a quarter of the younger generation. That is shocking.
Wow.
I know, right? We need to do something about this. We need to bring Plonker back. Bring it back.
Bring back Plonkers. So have you got a list? If I ask our listeners and our viewers, and we clip this down for social, can we say, right, I don't know whether it's best to say your age and how many of them you know, or just how many of these, because we kind of need to know.
I like that.
All right.
Oh no, yeah, I would like to know how old people are, so we can get a gauge.
Right.
Can I just say that the word that you used earlier, which reminded me of this, sits 15th in the list.
What did I say?
Numpty.
Numpty.
Yeah,
there
numpty.
There you go. Is Tosspot on there?
Yep.
Yes. All right, cool. How many of these old British slang words do you know? Also, let us know your age.
Number 1, lummox. Number 2, bampot. Number 3, blighter. Number 4, ninny. Number 5, cad. Number 6, drip. Got a different meaning nowadays. Number 7, tosspot. 8 is toe rag. That's a classic.
Yeah, toe rag.
Toe rag. Number 9, pillock. That's a brilliant one. Shut up, you pillock. Number 10, plonker. 11 is nitwit. 12 is prat. How is prat? It's really it's going out of fashion. Number 13 is scallywag.
You scallywag. Yeah.
Number 14 is git.
Yeah.
A
cheeky
classic.
git.
Yeah,
You cheeky git. Yeah.
And number 15 is numpty.
Favorite out of all of those?
It's going to be pillock or plonker.
Pillock at it.
Yeah, probably pillock.
You know what? You got to put a U before it. You pillock. Yeah. Oh man, that's fantastic, bro.
There's a couple in there that I didn't know. A couple of there.
How many of those old school slang words do you know? So apparently, like a quarter of young people don't know.
So, going from top to bottom would be the ones that most people didn't know. Okay. So lummox and bampot, blighter, etc. And then the ones lower down the list. So lummox, for instance, 62% of the 2,000 people, they didn't know it. And sitting in 15th is numpty with 22% of people who didn't know it.
So if you really want to diss a young person, you got to call them a numpty. Or
no, you need to call them a lummox.
Oh, a lummox.
Yeah,
oh,
so
sorry.
62,
Yeah, that was me totally understanding the maths of percentages.
Come on, don't worry about it. Got ya.
Scallywag changed it, saying like we use scallywag in a different way when we was younger. Like scallywag used to mean like a loose person. It's a bit of a scallywag.
As in promiscuous.
A promiscuous
scallywag,
person.
really?
Yeah. I'm into scallywags. Like people say that. It's only There was an MC that used to say, it's only scallywags that I'm into.
Fair play.
Used to say, yeah. So you know what, bro? Say what you like.
It's got pirate connotations for me for some reason.
Arr, yeah. Scallywag. One of the other ones sounded like kind of, it was another S one that sounded a bit piratey as well.
No, man, you're talking nonsense. There's no other.
there's no other piratey. What was it? Go on, list off a couple more. It's an S one.
Bampot. No, there's no others that start with S.
There's not?
No.
Scallywag.
Tosspot.
No.
Blighter, bampot, ninny.
Yeah, you blighter.
Yeah, blighter.
Yeah. No, obviously it starts with an S.
Yeah.
It's a silent S. Smiter.
That's my nonsense story of the week.
That is a fantastic nonsense story of the week, Sean. So I have a really super silly, stupid nonsense of the week, and it's cute. It makes me feel like saying, the world's smallest fish finger sandwich weighs the same as a single pea. Birdseye, who have clearly created this article just so we talk about them on this show and get some marketing. You know what? Big up yourselves, it's worked.
It worked.
Have created the world's smallest fish finger sandwich, which even comes with a tiny dollop of ketchup.
Can I just put out there? I haven't had a fish finger sandwich for about probably like not too long, but like 8 months or something like that. I had one today.
Sure. What?
I swear to you, on my life, for lunch, I was working from home. I had a fish finger sandwich.
I don't think I've had fish finger sandwiches, or maybe for years, maybe over 5 years. Fish fingers I've had.
That's a terrible crushing injustice in the first place.
I know it is.
Sort your life out, mate.
What happened to get you to this fish finger sandwich? I'm just saying because I'm seeing you're a man who likes options. What made you land on a fish finger sandwich before we even get into how you created it?
I had a craving. Like I had nice food that I could have eaten, and I just really felt like a fish finger sandwich. And I happened to have half a pack of fish fingers left in the freezer from
8 months ago.
Probably quite a long time ago.
Yeah. Can I stop you there for a moment? You said you had other nice food because fish fingers are also nice. You weren't saying they're not nice food.
No, I was just saying that they will still come under the fast food banner.
Okay, which is nice but naughty.
Noise.
Yeah. Noise. Yeah. Little blighter. So you had the craving for a fish finger. How many fish fingers did you cook for your sandwich?
I cooked 5 and then I put 4 in the sandwich and had 1 spare.
You know it, bruv. And sometimes, depending on what mood you're in, you take the 5th one, that's a little nibble, whilst you're making the sandwich, maybe?
Also,
yes.
Also, I've done that.
Yes.
Done that previously, but quite a long time ago. I got, bro, sort it out, man.
Yeah, I will.
This
I will.
week.
Yeah, I'll do it.
This
I'll
week.
report back.
Okay.
So you put the one on the side, put the 4 in the sandwich. Did you go for white bread, brown bread, wholemeal?
No, I had basic bitch white bread.
Classic. Do you butter before
Do you
making
know
the
what?
sandwich?
It was the bread
Yeah.
was in the freezer, so I meant to just like defrost it in the toaster, but I left it in a bit long, so it was actually toasted. But then I put just fish fingers, some cos lettuce. I like a crunch in my sandwich.
Yeah, you know your little crunch.
Ketchup.
Especially when the lettuce is fresh. You can put it together quickly because, you know, lettuce that's been in there for a while is a bit sad, isn't
Bit
it?
of romaine lettuce. It was nice and crunchy. Served its purpose.
Did you say no butter, ketchup?
No, I did butter. Yeah,
Butter,
yeah.
mayo or ketchup? Just
Ketchup.
or both? Ketchup, bit of that, little splash. Did you do ketchup because it was toasted? Was it dippy dip with the ketchup or ketchup inside and close?
Ketchup inside and close.
And close. Okay.
Yeah,
Did you supplement that with more ketchup? Because I'm a bit of a sauce fiend. I do that.
I didn't because I realized I was too lazy to cut it in half, so I realized that like it was going to go everywhere, so I just kept it as one big thing, and it kind of crumbled whilst I was trying to eat it.
So without
was
even
great.
trying it, there's a new way to cut a sandwich as well this week that I've actually read about, where you can cut a Y shape in a sandwich and it turns it into 3. And apparently it's quite nice. So you know, like
Yeah.
in the old days, we thought that there was cutting it down the top to bottom, wild. Yeah.
Crazy.
Left to right, boring. But I get it. Fits in a square lunchbox, right? And we all know the best flavor of having it is triangle. And in the same article that I read this, you know, when you cut it diagonally, that's the best. That tastes the best. Apparently, the way that you ate it is called psycho. I'm not even joking. It's called psychotic.
Oh,
you
what?
eat it without cutting it. Yeah, because you're just fucking smashing it. But you know what? I'm like, if no one's around, you and the listener, I want you and the listener to imagine the most disgusting animal eating. I'm gonna make that animal look like it's.
I've watched you eat before, bro. I've seen you eat, bro. I've seen you eat some dirty meat kebabs after a night out. I think I've got the picture. Like,
Are you serious?
yeah, because I was gonna eat my kebab, and after watching you, I'm like, nah, I'm alright.
For real, bro. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna say.
It'll take more than that to put me off.
So you had it, bit of ketchup, and that was it, man. Were you good to go? And then you had the fifth.
I ended up eating the 5th fish finger like almost just before the end of the rest of the sandwich, because it was just there, and I was like dipping it in the ketchup. I put a little bit of ketchup into it.
Yeah, man. All right.
Sort it out before next week.
I'm gonna go for it 100%.
Can we have pictorial evidence, please?
100%. Are you gonna try that? We're setting each other all these tasks. There's lots of. I want to try the Y-shaped sandwich cut though.
So just down like a peace sign.
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say just like a peace sign. A peace sign. So yeah, like it's a Y. So like, but you stop like, so you cut, so you can go from the bottom to the top. You got to be careful with this. Bottom to the top, or maybe half a knife in. Yeah, halfway,
right?
And then you go triangle. Apparently, it's nice. You get more sandwich. I know you don't, but you get more. You know, more fun with your sandwich. Do you know what I mean? Apparently,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a new way to cut it. You get me?
Interesting. What have you ever done? Made a sandwich and cut it into 4?
Yeah, I've done that.
You've done that, okay.
Good. When you're young, I've done that with things like cheese on toast, because I think it lasts longer, and you can do like the stretch and watch the cheese and be like, ooh, like that. Yeah,
True,
yeah.
not
I've
wrong.
done that before.
So this tiny little sandwich.
I was going to say, I've even done a Scottish flag across it, which is diagonal across both sides. So I've cut cut it diagonally once, cut it diagonally again.
Have you got a name for it?
Scottish cross.
Oh, crazy.
Shiver me timbers, skull and crossbones. I don't know, bro. The crosscut. We'll go for crosscut. Yeah, that's what I've done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Bird's Eye were the ones who did. What is it like under a microscope? Or you got to use a bloody.
Well, they used
magnifying glass?
a miniatures artist called Nadia Michaud. Took 100 hours to make this, and it's less than a centimeter tall. He created it to commemorate the launch of the mini fish fingers. The miniature measures by 60 millimeters by 50 millimeters and is 8 millimeters tall and weighs roughly the same as a single pea. Mini fish fingers. Oh, is this some sort of thing because there's been a fat levy? So no, you know what they've done here, innit? Yeah, I'm sorry, Bird's Eye, but you've made smaller fish fingers, but I know that per penny, I'm getting less fish finger.
Can I just say this as well? The smaller the fish finger, the more breadcrumbs there are.
Yeah.
The worse they are probably for you. The fish is the healthy part.
Yeah. I mean, least of my worries when I'm having a fish finger in it, but you know. Speaking of the painstaking process, Nadia said this was an incredibly painstaking process. No, he didn't. He said it's an incredibly difficult challenge given the size of the sandwich, and it makes up more than it. The sandwich makes up no more than 4 5p coins stacked on top of each other. Gosh, I found loads of ways to say how small it is. Each tiny fish finger is measured by 5 millimeters by 11 millimeters, which is just over a centimeter and half a centimeter. Do you want to see the small fish finger sandwich, Sean, and describe
Possibly.
to our listeners what it looks like? Oh, but sorry, the sandwich. Oh, that's it. Sorry, Sean.
He's pissed off. What's up? What's up?
The sandwich is made up of clay components and topped with a sliver of butter and a minuscule lettuce leaf and a tiny drop of ketchup. But it's not a sandwich, then, is it?
Clay.
Yeah.
I feel like the rug's been pulled from under my feet.
I was thinking they were going to talk about the mini oven, which you make the mini bread in, the mini knife you used to cut it, the mini,
Sorry,
cow that made the mini
sorry,
butter for
I
into
can
butter in
tell
the
it's-
toast. There's the cherry tomatoes that were giant that they made it. So yeah, it looks cool. I'll show it to you. But now that I know it's made out of clay, I feel like I've let everybody down.
Why out of everything did they? Oh, look.
Sean's having a look.
Why? That kind of baffles me. I'm like, why did they go through all of that trouble, 100 hours, and then they're like, yeah, we won't use normal bread. What? Why? What? You can't make us a loaf that small?
I think I would have preferred it if
crustless.
they were like, it took 200 hours and they got someone to make loads of mini stuff. There are other artists out there that actually do make mini cakes and mini snacks and stuff, and I feel like they should have got them. I mean, the clay bit upset me.
What's the point of? What are you gonna?
Yeah.
It's not even edible.
What I would have loved to have seen is him cut that into do a cross cut in it, and I'd love to see 4 people eating it. That would with little cups of tea. That's what I'd want to see. Yeah. But that's now.
Tea with a fish finger sandwich.
Did you have a cup of tea with your sandwich?
I didn't. I did. It was warm today, innit? It was a bit too warm. It's a bit too warm.
I hear that, man. I hear that, bro. All right, man. Well, anyway, that has been we didn't do that to stretch out the end of the show. Promise. We didn't just talk about sandwiches. But yeah, this has been another episode of How to Kill an Hour. You can find us on all social medias at How to Kill an Hour. I'm on social media at Marcus Bronzy.
Sorry, don't ask me.
Where can we find you, Sean?
You can find me once a week in this exact space.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to you for giving us your ears. We appreciate you, and I can't wait to be. I can't wait to be back in your ear holes. Yeah. All right, we'll see you next week, man.
Bless.